Okay. So this is the Peer Coaching Webinar Conference number 2. It's Friday, October 12th, 2018. And this is for the Tribal Crisis Response Training Program administered by the National Indian Justice Center and funded by Cal OES. So the agenda for this webinar is to go through introduction, to describe the purpose of the web conference, overview of the trainer requirements, coaching on conducting your tribal crisis response training, and then discussion of post-training resources or items that may be needed, as well as next steps for the project. So just as an overview for the project staff, this is Raquel Myers. I'm a staff attorney with the National Indian Justice Center. We have Carol Oliva, is the Development Officer for the National Indian Justice Center. Christy Garcia, the Program Specialist for this project. Ben Myers, and Will Marling, Victim Assistance Consultant. Together, we administer the program, develop the curriculum. We will be doing a little bit of expansion to include some more topics and expand on some additional topics, as well as development and moderating of the Moodle online course and a searchable database of resources. On the TCR Trainers list, we are hoping to have overall 15 trainers that will provide local distribution of the entire curriculum or portions of the curriculum, maybe in alignment with other crisis response training that they are offering. And so far that list consists of the 13 people that you see on this slide, ranging from Dory Beats, who's from Tuolumne, Rachel Maurice, who's from Victim Assistance Services in Riverside County, DA, Margaret Gutierrez, professor with Cal State Long Beach. Thank you. I'm looking at LB going, that's not Santa Barbara. Connie Reitman with the Intertribal Council of California, Michael Moreno, Family Violence Program Manager with the Intertribal Council of California, Yashelle Sparks, Senior DV Tribal Advocate with the Intertribal Council of California, Brittany Moreno, also at the Intertribal Council of California, Nelson Panola with Middletown Rancheria, James McCabe with Susanville Indian Rancheria, Whitney Bauer, Peace Between Partners, the Indian Health Council, Dawn Binion-Bastiano, who's with Miwok, and Dr. Carrie Johnson. So the overall purpose of this webinar is to support those trainers providing the local delivery of the tribal crisis response training, and to make sure that they are aware of the resources that we can provide and that we are aware of the needs that they may have in delivering their information locally. For those trainers and any prospective trainers that want to join us, we have a requirement for the program that they attend up to 4 one-hour peer coaching web conferences. This is one of those conferences. That they enter into a memorandum of understanding with NIJC for technical assistance. And that MOU is very straightforward. It just outlines what NIJC can provide through this project and what we ask for the trainer to provide. So it just helps outline all of the duties and responsibilities as we move forward. It is non-binding, and if a trainer does not want to move forward, that is okay. They can eliminate the MOU. The other requirements include requesting and obtaining technical assistance from the program, and we can provide up to 8 hours of office-based technical assistance. So that means help in finding resources, maybe even finding additional trainers to help deliver the program, providing the web platform if necessary. The one that we're using is called ReadyTalk. The next requirement is deliver a training session in the tribal community, and we have a deadline for the project, which is March 31st, 2019. And we also ask that you document the hours that you spend both in developing your program, your local program, and delivering the local program. And we can provide timesheets that can help you with that. This slide is a description and a graphic of the MOU, and you can see it has a template format. But we go through and we tailor the areas that you see here in red to the name of the tribe that you are with or the trainer's specific name, but the duties for both the trainer and NIJC are relatively static. And The description is fairly straightforward. It's not a very long MOU, and we certainly recommend it before they move forward. There is, in addition to the written course, or what we call the classroom course, there's an online course for the Tribal Crisis Response curriculum. And we use a Moodle platform, and this slide here will show you the login screen for Moodle. To get a login credential, you just basically email us here, and we will use your email address and a password, and then you can log in and access the course. This will help for you to provide any portion or the entire course to your local community. If you're doing it on a computer, you can project the resources onto a screen where you can walk people through it as they are each on their own computers. The course itself is Tribal Crisis Response Training, and when you click on it, you will see that there is an area that's specifically for the Tribal Crisis Response Trainers. There are additional courses that help support delivery of this particular Moodle course, and that includes the distance learning tips as well as other resources about tribal jurisdiction, tribal child welfare, that are in other subject matters, such as the Native American Children Training Forum. So depending on the section of the course you're going to deliver and the audience that you may be delivering it to, there are a lot of additional supportive resources and coursework on this Moodle platform. Okay. Also on the Moodle platform is a social forum. The copies of these recordings for the coaching webinar, the MOU template, and some tools that we use that include a needs assessment, a checklist, a PowerPoint, outreach materials, all that can be tailored to your audience. So if there's anything else that you'd like to see that would help assist you in providing your training session locally, let us know, and we can make sure and include those as tools on this course so you can access them at any time. Okay, so in preparation for delivering your training session, we suggest that you do a community needs assessment, and it is located on that Moodle platform. There's also on this slide a link to it. And it basically provides you with questions that can be posed to your audience to ask them what they are most interested in, what they feel their community needs the most, and also to inform them of the steps in crisis response training, which may include planning steps, additional training for local community members so that they can be part of a crisis response team, negotiating with local community teams. There are a variety of teams that are out there, and making sure that you know who they are and whether you can integrate your services with theirs is always a good thing in preparation for any event. The training formats that we ask the trainers to deliver can be an in-person training, such as a classroom training, an online training, such as using the Moodle online platform, or something that's blended, where you have both a classroom training using online formatted materials. So if you do the blended, we suggest that you use the ReadyTalk platform while you're giving your course, and then it can be recorded and also put into the Moodle classroom. But that is up to you. But we can definitely train you on how to do that. So other technical assistance needs, these are things that have come up in the past or things that we can help you do, which is to identify other presenters in your area who may be able to help with the session, registration of participants, advertising the session, creating the outreach materials, and helping tailor the PowerPoint as needed. So if you have any modifications that you need for a part of the curriculum or the entire curriculum, we can also help you with that. To request TA, please use the following contact information for Ben Myers, and his email is listed here, as well as a phone and fax number. Hey there, did someone join?
Yes, this is Rachel Maurice. I finally was able to get on. Sorry, I'm late.
Oh, no worries, Rachel. We are going through just the slides. I was recording it, so don't worry. We'll probably finish up here in a second, and then we'll send you a link to the recording if that's okay.
Sounds great.
Okay. So we are at the portion where we're letting the additional trainers know about the TA that's available to them. And I know you've already been through this and have heard it, but if you have any questions as we go through, don't hesitate to ask. So as
Thank you.
you submit any technical assistance requests to Ben, we ask to give him about 3 to 5 days to respond. You'll get a confirmation email just to acknowledge that we received your email, and then Ben will get back to you to make a connection and figure out what it is that we can help with and how long it may take. So what we ask for people to do when they're involved in the training is if they are involved in any group exercises that they can share information with other trainers. So if there are any considerations about questions from your audience, especially if it's something that you don't have an answer for, definitely share those with the rest of the group. And we're trying to gather as many of those questions as possible to include in a frequently asked questions page that's available on our website as well as in the Moodle course room. And it just helps keep everybody aware of the kinds of information and questions that can come up when you're going through one of the crisis response trainings. And of course it depends on your subject matter. But you may find that if you have the curriculum that certain questions may get focused on certain topics. And what we're seeing an increasing interest in is the impacts of opioids in tribal communities. Okay, so we do ask for the trainers to document. Pardon me, we have a phone ringing here in the background. We ask for the trainers to document their time spent developing their training session and delivering as well as in follow-up. We're trying really hard to make sure that we can provide concise time frames for what it would require to make a delivery at a local level. So if there is anything that you're doing to modify the curriculum, to do your outreach, anything along those lines, even the phone calls, it helps for us to know about it so we can help create a model that can then be documented and then shared for other people to replicate this program. So showing on the screen now is a sample of the timesheet. You don't have to use ours, but we have it categorized as to preparation, delivery, and then post-training. And any other documentation can include the sign-in sheets, eval forms, registrations, flyers, letting us know how the format worked that you selected for your training, whether the in-person or online format was selected, or if it was a blended, how well did it work. The blended is a little labor-intensive on the technology side, so as long as the technology is working, it seems to work out well. Also let us know which areas of the curriculum that you use so that if there are questions that come up, then we can make sure that we address any information that could be lacking in the curriculum itself. The online materials, the training materials are available online, also in that Moodle room. And then the next steps following the conclusion of your training was whether or not you, the next steps for delivering your training, for those of you who have not done that yet, is for us to provide help with making sure the materials are tailored, making sure all the resources are available, and then we can also help with the logistics. So if there's a place that you want to actually secure for your training, we can help read through any contracts. We can't pay for that, but we can help make sure that the food and beverage, what they call BEO sheets, that describe when you need the room, how the room should be set up, all that sort of stuff we can help out with. All right. I think I've hit that on the head about documentation enough. So that is actually the end. If you have any questions or concerns, don't hesitate to let us know. And I think that'll do it for the recording portion. So, okay, that is it. Are there any questions or concerns? You don't have to worry about being recorded at this point. I say it out loud that this is the end of the recording, so Ben